What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and today we're going to be having a look at the medal exchange for the month heading into November. So with the medal exchange, they're always pretty exciting, because sometimes you can get an amazing medal exchange with super exclusive characters that are not available that often. Sometimes you can get medal exchanges with terrible characters that no one really cares about. So let's go ahead and see what we get this month, because it is so night and day difference between some of these medal exchanges. I hope it's a good one this time around. So obviously starting November 1st, and obviously I do want to also preface this by saying that you shouldn't spend your Sugo medals until towards the end of the month, because you can actually get a little bit of an insight as to what occurs in the month of December right before it will change over. So if you want to pick up a character in November, you can do that, and then if you see something in December that you like, you can conserve your Sugo medals for then. So I just want to put it out there for you guys. So conserve your medals as late as possible before the monthly reset, just in case you see something that you like. So let's start from the bottom. We've got the World Journey characters. No difference here. These characters are always available. And some of these are actually pretty good. But it obviously is depending on the content that you're coming up against. So it is what it is. The World Clash characters, same sort of thing. You know, they're always available. Nothing really too noteworthy here. Next, we have the quote-unquote powerful support medals, support effect characters. These characters are also here. Sometimes they do get updated, but I don't believe this has been updated for this month. Some of these characters are actually pretty good, but obviously you just pick them up when you need them. They are regular rare recruits that are available pretty much on every single Sugo Fest ever. So the chances of pulling these units, if you do enough pulls, you're going to pull them eventually. But if you need them for a specific piece of content, obviously they're readily available. Moving on up, we have the limited rare recruit characters. So they have actually made a change here. So these are always available as well, and some of these are definitely very, very good. So we've got a few here. I don't actually remember what occurred last month. I remember Kobe was in there last month. I don't remember if this Borsalino was here, but this character's not that great. He's a damage dealing special. He also changes Free Spirit Block, Strength, Int into Matching, and also gives a 0.2 chain addition for 3 turns. That is horrific. No, this character is really bad. You don't pick up him. We've got Marco. This character is actually not bad in Pirate Rumble. So he gives Powerhouse Speed 5, Defense 3, and then he targets a Powerhouse character for a 30% CT reduction, and then also gives some speed increase. At such a low CT, consistently giving some special CT to a character is not awful, but you know, there's definitely better characters compared to this guy. But you know, if you need a Powerhouse unit in Rumble, he's not bad, I guess. But this character special, he cuts your crew's HP, which could be very useful. He also gives a 2x color affinity boost to Powerhouse, and removes poison, blindness, and recovery bind and recovery down. That's actually like not a bad special. Unique abilities, like cutting crew's HP is unique, not many characters do it, and then removing poison, blindness, and then recovery focus debuffs, pretty useful, whilst also give color affinity. Yeah, this is a character you may want to consider if you're building a Powerhouse team and need to get around those types of effects. And then we've also got Koala. I remember when Koala came out, a lot of people really wanted this character. Her special, damage dealing special once again, but then if the enemy has an immunity to delay or all status effects, then it gives fighter characters a full board of slots through block, and gives a 2x all boost for 1 turn. So a little bit niche, because the enemy has to have immunity or delay immunity, which, you know, to be fair, isn't that uncommon. But being able to get a full board of slots and an all boost is not bad, I guess. And then the last one here is Ben Beckman, who is not really that good. He provides a delay and a 1.5 delay conditional boost, and changes adjacent to matching. But that's kind of it, like a pretty bland special there. These limited rare recruits are very old, and they're not really used all that much these days, so I would say do not worry too much about these characters. Next up, we have some special characters. Now this is where things get a little bit more spicy. So the first thing I want to talk about before we get to the exciting stuff, we've got the Luffy, the Kid, and the Capone. All of those characters are not really that good, so I would say do not pick up those units. You do not need them. However, the Corazon and the Viola are characters you probably want to consider picking up. And I mean, I say want to consider, I would say yes, you need to pick up these characters. First of all, we have the Viola. So she removes defense up and Rainbow Shield by 5 turns, which is just good already. Then also gives -1 cooldown to the crew, and it gives cerebral characters a color affinity boost. So not a bad special. Utility, damage dealing effect is good. but her support effect is the real thing here, attaching to only Sanji, and if you hit a perfect, remove 1 turn of Rainbow Shield. This is a really good effect, and Sanji obviously is used on quite a lot of teams, so being able to have a support that can remove Rainbow Shield by 1 is nice. Hypothetically, if you're in a situation where the enemy has like 6 turns of Rainbow Shield, you have a 5-turn remover, and then just tap perfect with Sanji, and you're good to go. So I do think this is a character you probably want to get. However, I think the next character is a little bit more important, which is this Roshinante Corazon, who has a special ability that is just okay: bind and attack down removal, adjacent slots matching, healing, that's fine. But again, the support effect attaching to Law or Sengoku, and it says that anytime you're inflicted with bind or attack down, remove it by 2 turns. That is incredible. Obviously, Law is used in quite a lot of teams, and having a support that can remove bind and attack down is super, super good. And one thing that I just noticed here as well, the support at level 1 and level 2 only removes attack down, so actually I'm probably going to pick up a secondary one, so I can have 1 for attack down, and also 1 for bind. Then again, you know, we also have the treasure map free-to-play Onigashima Luffy, which attaches to Law that removes attack down, but it's a Luffy character, and you use Luffy on a lot of teams. So yeah, I think I actually will pick up another one of these characters to have 1 at level 1, and have 1 at level 5, so this character is probably the highlight of the Sugo Medal Exchange. The next ones on the list are going to be previously released treasure map rare recruit characters. We'll start things off with Lucky Roo. Lucky Roo here, I mean, with these characters in general, they're not really that good. These are some pretty bad ones, very old ones too. They remove 5 turns of bind, they change slots, and then they give an attack boost based on your navigation level, which of course is only usable in treasure map itself. However, they have supports. So Lucky Roo attaches to Shanks or Beckman, and when you use a special to change your slots, changes empty slots randomly and then gives the supported character a 1.5 attack boost. The main reason why this was good is because of Shanks and Beckman dual unit, who with their special would change slots into empty, and then you had this support which could shuffle your slots around. That's the whole use of Lucky Roo. You have Yasop here, who it basically does the same thing. It attaches to Beckman or Shanks, and exactly the same support, but instead of Lucky Roo, it's Yasop instead. This guy removes barrier, removes 3 turns of attack down, okay, so like nothing too crazy. Rockstar is the next one here. He does not have a support, and he delays, he changes or makes strength and quick slots beneficial, and then gives you a 1.5 orb boost. So yeah, not really that good overall. So yeah, the treasure map rare recruits definitely disappointing this month for the month of November, but you know, picking up Yasop or Lucky Roo just to have that support may actually be okay, but it's not going to be used that much at all. So now we get to the Sugo Fest exclusives, and there are no 150 medal characters. I swear, Sugo Fest exclusives used to have 150 medal characters, right? Okay, so we're starting off at 250 medals, where you can purchase 2 copies of Super Type Snake Man. Super Type Snake Man's pretty good, doesn't have a 6+, doesn't have level limit break yet, so we're looking forward to seeing that in the future at some point, but I don't think picking up this Snake Man Luffy is all that worth it. Next, we have a whole bunch of characters for 400 medals. You can only pick out one of them. You got Dogstorm, Cat Viper, Lucci, Whitebeard versus Shanks, V1 Katakuri, V2 Boa, V1 Sanji, V1 Ace. Out of all of these characters, I really don't think any of them are worth picking up, unless if you do not have a copy of Dogstorm or Cat Viper. But at the same time, these are characters that are generically released legends. They're available on a lot of legend tickets that you'll be receiving just by playing content, and they're usually boosted on a lot of Sugo Fests. So personally speaking, I don't think picking up any of these characters for 400 medals is actually worth it. I guess if you really needed it, like V1 Sanji is really good for one of those Grand Voyages, so potentially picking up a copy for level limit break. But most of these are really bad. I mean, like, cat and dog are definitely the highlights here, but because they're so readily available, I really can't suggest picking them up. And then we have the 600 medal tier. So this is the highlight here. Exchangeable characters for 600 medals. We've got the Film Red characters, Usopp Yasop, Beckman Lucky Roo, and the Film Red Chopper. So straight off the bat, I don't think Chopper is worth the 600 medals. I wouldn't pick that up. Usopp and Yasop is an interesting one, because they are okay, they're not bad at all. They've got a really interesting special that gives you a guaranteed delayed conditional and provides a base attack boost. It's not bad, with a switch ability as well that can provide a resistance down and remove a bunch of debuffs, slot change. this unit is not bad and has some access to good supports. And if you want to run like a combination of Gear 5 Uta, which we used last month, having a combo with Usopp and Yasop, which can provide the super type requirements for both Luffy and Uta or Shanks, is actually really nice. So they're pretty good, but I think Beckman Lucky Root is definitely the highlight here. This unit, honestly, was one of my favorite legends that released throughout all of 2022. They have such a unique and powerful captain ability, and as a speed farming captain, basically. And he has a very powerful special that can be used in a lot of content. But the big thing about Beckman and Lucky Root is that they have access to Super Tandem. You cannot see it here, but they have Super Tandem, and it's not a bad Super Tandem, honestly. So if you need to pick up an additional copy to level up this Super Tandem, that's the only reason I think you should be picking up any of these Sugo rare characters in this month's Medal Exchange. So, unfortunately, it's a pretty underwhelming one. Beckman Lucky Root is massive. I love that they're doing that. The legends are pretty bad. The treasure map rare recruits are pretty bad. But the highlight for sure is going to be that Violet with that unique support for Sanji. And then we've got the Corazon. Very powerful support for both Trafalgar Law and Sengoku. So, make sure to pick up Corazon and Viola. Definitely Corazon is the highlight. That's the one you want the most. The rest of them, take it or leave it, you know what I mean? Especially like when you go from the special characters down, all of these are going to be readily available all the time, so don't even worry about these ones. It's more of just the special characters and the past treasure map characters you should be looking at, and Corazon and Violet are the ones you want to get. So hopefully you enjoyed the video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you guys did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.